The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Metavi Simmons. Chapter 4. Tom is ill. Monday morning found Tom Sawyer miserable. Monday morning always found him so, because it began another week's slow suffering in school. Tom lay in bed thinking. He wished that he was ill, then he could stay away from school. He thought that he could detect signs of stomachache and began to encourage them with considerable hope, but they soon grew faint and died away. He considered further. Suddenly, he discovered something. One of his upper teeth was lost. This was lucky. He was about to groan when it occurred to him that if he said so his aunt would put it out and that would hurt. Then he remembered hearing the doctor speak about a patient who had spent 2 or 3 weeks in bed and who had nearly lost a finger through blood poisoning. So the boy eagerly drew his sore toe from under the sheet and held it up for inspection. Then he began groaning loudly. But she slept on unconscious. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. There was no ritual from Sid. By this time, Tom was breathing heavily with his effort. He had a rest, and then swelled himself up, and produced one admirable groan after another. Sid slept on. Tom was annoyed. He called, "Sid! Sid!" and hooked him. This worked well, and Tom began to groan again. Sid yawned, stretched, and then began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. "Tom!" "I said, Tom!" said Sid. There was no reply. "Here, Tom! Tom! What's the matter, Tom?" Sid shook him and looked in his face anxiously. "Oh, don't, Sid. Don't shake me," Tom moaned. "Why? What's the matter, Tom? I must call Auntie." "No, never mind. It's be over soon. Please, don't call anybody." "But I must. Don't groan so. Tom, it's awful. How long have you been like this?" "Hour." "Whoa. Oh, don't shake me, Sid. You'll kill me." "Tom, why didn't you wake me sooner?" "Oh, Tom, don't. It's made me feel queer to hear you. What's the matter, Tom?" "I forgive you everything, Sid. Everything you've ever done to me. When I'm dead." "Oh, Tom, are you dying?" "Are you?" "Don't, Tom. Oh, don't. Perhaps I forgive every boy, Sid. Tell him so, and Sid, give my window flame and my cat with one eye to that new girl who has come to town, and tell her." But Sid had snatched up his clothes and gone. So well was Tom's imagination working that he was really suffering now. His groan had quite a genius tone. Sid flew down the street. "Oh, Aunt Polly, come! Tom's dying!" he cried. "Dying?" it! Come quickly! Rubbish! I don't believe it! But she rushed upstairs, in despite of her disbelief, with Sid and Mary at her heels, and her face grew white, too, and her lips trembled. When she reached the bed, she gasped out, "Tom, what's the matter with you?" "Oh, Auntie, my..." "What's the matter with you? What is the matter with you, child?" "Oh, Auntie, my big toe's dead." The old lady sank down into a chair and laughed a little, cried a little, then did both together. This helped her to recover, and she said, "Tom, what a shock you did give me! Now, stop that nonsense and get out of bed." The groan ceased, and the pain vanished from the toe. The boy felt a little foolish, and he said, "Aunt Polly, it does seem to be dead, and it hurt so much that I did not feel the pain in my tooth at all." "Your tooth? What's the matter with your tooth?" "One of them is lost, and it aches awfully." There, don't begin that groaning again. Open your mouth. Well, your tooth is lost, but you are not going to die for it. Mary, get me a silk thread and a red hot coal from the kitchen. Please, Auntie, don't pull it out. It doesn't hurt anymore. Please, Auntie, I don't want to stay away from school." "Oh, you don't you? So all its holding was because you thought you managed to stay away from school and go fishing? Tom, Tom, I love you so, and you seem to try every way you can to break my old heart with your tricks." By this time, the instruments were ready. The old lady made one end of the silk thread fast to Tom's tooth, and tied the other in the bedpost. Then she seized the burning coal and suddenly thrust it almost in the boy's face. The tooth hung from the bedpost now, but all suffering had their reward. As Tom was going to school after breakfast, he was the envy of every boy he met, because the gap in his upper row of teeth enabled him to split in a new and admirable way. Soon afterward, Tom met the young outcast of the village, Huckleberry Finn, the son of the town drunkard. Huckleberry was hated and dreaded by all the mothers of the town because he was idle, lawless, ill-bred, and bad, because all their children admired him, delighted in his forbidden society, and wished there to be like him. Like the rest of the respectable boys, Tom envied Huckleberry his gay life of freedom, and had been given strict orders not to play with him. So he played with him every time he got a chance. Huckleberry was always dressed like a scarecrow. He came and went of his own free will. He slept on doorstep in fine weather, and the empty barred in wet. He did not have to go to school or to church or call anyone master or obey anybody. He could go fishing or swimming when and where he chose and stay as long as it suited him. Nobody forbade him to fight. He could sit up as late as he pleased. He was always the first boy to walk barefoot in the spring and last to wear shoes again in the autumn. He never had to wash or put on clean clothes. He could swear wonderfully. In a word, that boy had everything that helped to make life delightful, so thought every respectable boy in St. Petersburg.
Hello, Huckleberry. What's that you've got? Asked Tom.
Hello, dead cat!
Let me see it, Huck. How stiff is it? What's a dead cat good for, Huck?
For carrying worst.
But how do you carry them?
Why, you take the cat about midnight to a graveyard where somebody that was wicked has been buried. When it's midnight, a devil will come, or perhaps two or three, but you can't see them. You can only hear something like the wind, or perhaps hear them talking. When they're talking that wicked fellow away, you throw your cats after them and say, Devil! Follow body cats, follow devil. What's follow cat? I finish with you. It will cure any word.
Is that alright? Have you ever tried, Huck?
No, but old Mother Hopkins told me.
Well, that good enough?
Because they say she's a witch.
When are you going to try the cat?
Tonight, I believe they'll come after old horse Williams tonight.
But he was buried on Sunday. Huck, didn't they get him on Saturday night?
Why, how you talk? How could the charm work before midnight? And then it's Sunday. Devil doesn't creep about much on a Sunday, as far as I know.
I never thought of that. That's all. Will you let me go with you?
Of course, if you're not afraid.
Afraid? Not likely. Will you meow? Like cat.
And you meow back if you get a change. The last time you kept me meowing outside the house till old Hayes began throwing things at me and saying, Curse that cat! So I threw a brick through his window, but doesn't tell.
I won't. I couldn't meow that night because Auntie was watching me, but I'll meow his time.
The boys separated, wondering whether this boy had gone mad. The teacher said, You did what?
I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn.
The boy's words were quite distinct and could not be misunderstood. Tom Sawyer, This is the most extraordinary confession I have ever listened to you. Deserve a reserved punishment. Take off your coat. The stick rose and fell onto the teacher's arm. Were tired. Then the order followed. Now, sir, go and sit with the girl, and let this be a warning to you. When on a pupil walk, Tom seemed to look shamed, but in reality that look was caused by his worship of the angel and by his amazement at his luck. He sat down upon the end of the bench, and the girl proudly moved away from him. Tom sat still and seemed to study his book. Soon the other children ceased to pay any attention to him, and the accustomate rose upon the dull air once more. Presently the boy began to steal glances at the girl. She observed him, pulled the face at him, and turned the black back of her head to him for a minute. When she casually looked round again, he was drawing something at the back of his book, hiding his work with his left hand. For some time the girl refused to notice, but at last she hesitantly whispered,
Let me see it.
Tom recovered a weak drawing of a house with a corkscrew of smoke coming from the chimney. Then he had a man like a mess in the front yard, the girl said.
I wish I could draw.
It's easy, whispered Tom.
I'll teach you. Oh, will you? When?
At dinner time.
Good. That's a promise?
What is your name?
Becky Thatcher. What's your? Oh, I know. It's Thomas Sawyer?
That's the name they use when they beat me. I'm Tom when I'm good. Call me Tom, will you?
Yes.
That at this moment a finger and thumb closed on his ear and raised him to his feet. He was led across the schoolroom and sat down in his own seat amidst the laughter of the whole school. Then the teacher stood over him during a few awful moments and finally moved away to his chair without saying a word. But although Tom's ear burned, his heart was sinking.